bitches go.
We unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live. Boxingego Unpacked. Yeah. We unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live. Teofimo Lopez becomes the IBF lightweight champion, and it looks like Vasy Lomachenko could be next. We're going to talk about that. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also, subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the gang, notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the Super Chats, channel donations, the Venmo donations, the Patreon, the Venmo. Let's get it. Shout out to everyone that signed up for UFC 245 or ESPN Plus using my link. It definitely helped the channel. And we've seen that spike, working with Disney. So helps the channel. Appreciate you guys. And, continue to do so if you're thinking about getting ESPN Plus. The link is in the description of all my videos. Speaking of ESPN, there was a fight on ESPN. There's this kid who, a boy became a man, coming of age fight. He fought Richard Comey and became the new IBF champion. Very impressive stuff. Check out my post-fight video where I talk about, how I felt and going into the fight. Going into the fight, I said Teofimo could win the fight, but he just got to fight smart. Richard Comey is no slouch. He's definitely dangerous. This is a guy with, depending on, from the time he fought Robert Easter, his knockout percentage was like 91, 92%. It's dropped because some guys have went the distance with him, but it's still in the 80s, his knockout percentage. Very dangerous guy. And you had Teofimo really just demolish him with really single shots, set it up. The kid is bad. He came in shape. I told people for the longest to watch out for Teofimo Lopez. And I just like what I was seeing. Difference between Teofimo is he's a boxer first, but he has dangerous power. And I love fighters like that. Like, guilty pleasures. I like Ruslan Provodnikov and stuff like that. But skill-wise, Ruslan was never going to out-skill people. He would out-will people and break you down, hurt you, things like that. But Ruslan's problem is sometimes when it came down to it, he doesn't know how to put it all together skillfully and use that offense. But as you can see with Teofimo, he can use his offense. The Richard Comey round one is pretty competitive, more of a technical chess match, feeler round where both guys were trying to size each other up. Both landed some shots, nothing spectacular. And if you guys go to my Twitter, you'll see that on my Twitter, I was like, man, let me see if I don't know how many tweets I've sent, so it might be hard to find it, but let's see if I can find it real quick. Talking about the Crawford fight. Make sure you guys smash the like button as well. All right, it should be right around here. All right. I told you I was very impressed. Told y'all to check for this kid, Teofimo Lopez. So that's after the outcome, of course. And I said, these are my reaction. That was some grown man shit. Mad props to Teofimo Lopez. Very mature performance. All right, so I found it. Here's my tweet after round one. You can look at the timestamps. This was on ESPN. I said, I love fights like this. Strategic, tactical, methodical. Both fighters thinking, but still shooting their offense at a good pace. And it's very combustible at any moment. And that was just in round one. I sent this in between round 1 and 2. Look at it again. Ego Stradamus strikes again. I says, I love fights like this. It's strategic, it's tactical, methodical. Both fighters thinking, but they're also still shooting their offense at a good pace. And it's very combustible at any moment. That was just in round 1. What happened in round 2? Lights out. Told you. So that's why people were hyped for this fight and checking for it. You see ESPN wrote an article, Teofimo Lopez Jr. demolishes Richard Comey in round 2. What's next, Vasy Lomachenko? Says, is Fimo the real deal? That was the key question for the 2008 prospect of the year going into this fight. The answer is a resounding yes. Lopez is for real. He annihilated Comey in the second round to take Comey's IBF lightweight world title in emphatic fashion on the Crawford Mean Machine card. Lopez says, I quote, I'm at a loss for words. This is a dream come true. Lopez said, Comey is a bad man. His shot could have done the same to me if he hit me with that shot. You know? And this is Comey's promoter, Lou DiBella. The kid has dynamite in his hands, said Lou DiBella. I knew that was possible. Richard got caught with dynamite. He's a very athletic puncher. His offense is so dangerous. I don't think he's out of it against Vasy Lomachenko. The kid's going to get better. He is a dangerous little ucker. Lomachenko says we want to unificate 4 titles. So, you know, now he's world champion and now he's in the position to fight me. Lopez and his father, Teofimo Lopez Sr., have been very vocal calling out Lomachenko, and now it looks like they will get the chance. Quote, you all know who I want to fight next. 2020 is going to be a big year. The takeover has arrived, and you haven't seen anything yet, Lopez Sr. said. Listen, so I got to backtrack. Now, I told you that I was checking for Teofimo, and I liked what I seen. I had done my research. I talked to people. See, and sometimes when I make these videos, people think I'm just going only off of what I'm in Vegas, I'm in LA. Bro, he's sparred in these places and stuff like that. So I talk to people. I know people that have sparred him. Like, I know fighters. And like my information, I have trusted sources that I when I go to fights and stuff, they be telling me the info. So I heard about this kid well before a lot of y'all heard about him. You know, I've seen his sparring with you guys, a talented Cuban welterweight. And he was like 19 or so. And now with this performance, you know, he should be in a very good spot. A lot of people wrote him off and said I would. See, I talked about the Lomachenko fight, and Lomachenko himself, Loma fans and man fans and stuff, they said, oh, what has he done? He's just calling him out. He's blowing smoke and he don't really want no smoke with Loma. And I'm like, nah, I think him and his father, I don't think they're clout chasing. They're getting bigger and bigger. They're going kind of viral doing Fortnite dances and backflips and knockouts and things like that after the Heisman Trophy and this type of stuff. So I think they really want it. People said I was crazy. Oh, no. Listen, he hasn't beat Lomachenko. I get that. But people said he wasn't even ready. Off of that performance, he's as ready as he's going to be. He's young. He's hungry. He's definitely bigger than Lomachenko. And that's what we're going to talk about. We Unpacked, coming to you live. So I like to fight. I've always liked to fight. Now, people like me, people like Teofimo Sr., Teofimo himself, now you guys see why we felt this was not. You know, it's weird because like even the ESPN commentary, this is their fighter, and they were making it sound like when Lomachenko, I think it was the Lomachenko versus Anthony Corolla fight. Teofimo was calling out Loma then, you know, so a couple fights ago for Lomachenko. He's fought Luke Campbell since, but this was, I think it was at the Corolla fight. And Teofimo was there, and he was like, man, I would have got Corolla out of there too. You know, that's not that shocking to me. That's not that special. And people were saying, like, the ESPN commentary was telling him basically he wasn't ready. Not much time has passed since that. You know, I think that was earlier this year. And look at what he just did to Richard Comey, a respected champion. He didn't just beat him. He beat him He beat him like he was beating Mason Menard or some of the lesser names. And this is a champion. Richard Comey gave Robert Easter Jr. a fight of the year type of fight. And Robert Easter Jr. was champion at that point, IBF champion, if I'm not mistaken. And he won via split decision. Denis Shafikov in Russia, and being Denis Shafikov being the Russian fighter, the cards probably heavily favored the hometown fighter. In Russia, Richard Comey got a split decision. So he knocked out Ray Beltran. He knocked out the dude for the IBF title, the vacant title. Richard Comey was definitely no slouch, and he just knocked him out. A lot of people wrote him off when he fought Masayoshi Nakatana because this dude was extremely tall. He says, in the buildup for the Comey fight, they interviewed him. He said he had a lot of family stuff going on. And then he just got in there with the style, and he had to make some adjustments. And he didn't get embarrassed, but he said his performance was horrible. He was in there with a durable, tall Japanese dude, and people are like, oh, maybe we celebrated on this kid prematurely. But you never seen me make a bunch of videos saying that, I said it wasn't his best performance, and that's it. But a lot of people wrote him off. Now they back on the bandwagon because he just demolished Richard Comey. Richard Comey has not been knocked out before, and this kid just did it. Comey looked a little bit bigger. He looked in shape, looked bigger. He's tough. He's from Ghana. He got hit with a single shot that debilitated him. After he got up from the knockout, the kid's power must be real, because after he got up from the knockdown, I don't even think he threw one punch, Comey, and he got swarmed. So it needed to be stopped, fair stoppage. And like I said, Ray Beltran has power. He fought him, Denis Shafikov, Easter. They have power. None of them did that to him. Both of his losses are arguable. It's kind of like Edeslani Lara at a point. When he fought Canelo, he had lost, but, he didn't really lose to Paul Williams. Things like that. Even the Canelo fight, people are like, I don't think he lost to Canelo. So that's how Comey was. He's one of those people whose record doesn't reflect that he's one of the best and hardest punchers in the division. So I was really impressed with the performance just because he was able to get him out of there like that. Now, let's talk about Lomachenko. If Lomachenko does not fight Teofimo next, then he don't want no smoke. That's how I look at it, because Teofimo, there was all these excuses as to why he shouldn't fight him. Lomachenko kind of sent this kid through the ringer and little loopholes and say, who is he beat? He ain't really beat anyone. Well, Lomachenko was in attendance for this crowd, so obviously it was a meaningful fight. It was a title fight, and he has a belt. So there's absolutely no reason why this shouldn't happen. Bob Arum says this fight should happen springtime 2020, and it got to be next. Lomachenko, another reason why it got to be next for me is because Lomachenko already dodged Devin Haney, and I think this was the plan from Top Rank. They requested the franchise champion, according to Mauricio Suleiman in the WBC, because they want to try to keep it in-house. They would rather make the Teofimo Richard Comey, which we now know is Teofimo, winner fight Lomachenko, keep it all in-house, and now you have a big 2020 fight that people couldn't look forward to. Listen, I told you the kid was ready. He showed that he's ready. He had a great performance. It's not over. It doesn't mean he beat Lomachenko yet, but I think he has a real shot. First of all, he's big, arguably going to be at 140 pretty soon. And he's an educated boxer. He's not just like some mindless brawler coming to take your lights out. That makes a dangerous combination. An athletic boxer puncher, someone who has some real power. He's definitely bigger than Lomachenko. And he has a jab, just boxing ability. Now, the thing is, he can't shell up with Lomachenko. He can't shell up with Lomachenko, and, he can't underestimate, just do like Andy Ruiz did or something like that, get a title and think it's going to come to you easy. He can't do anything like that because Lomachenko doesn't have 2 gold medals for no reason. But stylistically, this should be a really good fight, and I can't wait to see it. I want to see Lomachenko, how he deals with someone who I rate and think they're in possession of things that could be his kryptonite. And I cannot understand for the life of me some of the ESPN. Look, I posted it. I says, I cannot understand why ESPN and other boxing commentators keep acting like Lomachenko does not get hit or he's not there to be hit. I don't see this whole matrix style in defense. Did you see Lomachenko's face after the Marriaga fight and the Pedraza fights? I just don't get it. And you see 94 likes and 17 retweets and stuff. Like, again, boxing, the great thing about boxing is it's physical combat and confrontation. So you can prove whatever you need to prove. It can be proven by fighting that person. Like, look, this is Lomachenko's face post-fight. Look, this is him versus Pedraza, a guy that Tank's face didn't look like that post-fight. He fought the same guy. Tank fought him in his division. Tank fought him in the division that he had spent most of his career. This is Lomachenko's face. That's what I'm saying. I don't understand this whole matrix stuff that people be talking about. Like, I think that works on the smaller guys, but now Lomachenko's in a bigger division. He's had tougher fights. He's had much tougher fights. So obviously if Teofimo beats him, then he's achieving kind of superstar status, because Lomachenko's definitely respected. And he's a 2-time gold medalist. But, I mean, this is Lomachenko's face. So, like I said in my tweet, this is just one fight. I seen him at looking like that. He got hurt by Jason Sosa. Some of y'all don't know and don't remember, but watch the fight again. See, you have to have a trained, keen eye to see some of this stuff. This is face after the Pedraza. He almost stopped Pedraza, but it was rough for him, and keyword almost stopped Pedraza. Teofimo is not almost stopping guys. He's actually stopping them. He got dropped in the fight with Pedraza. Look, or with Linares. This is his face. Against a detonate. Lou DiBella just told you the kid got dynamite. The kid got dynamite. So I think this is a difficult fight for Lomachenko. If Lomachenko pulls this one out, then I'll be impressed. I'll be impressed because, to me, I've seen really a decline in Lomachenko since he moved up to lightweight. Almost all of his fights were hard. He got hurt by Luke Campbell. He hurt Luke Campbell. It was just a rugged fight. And I think Lomachenko, he does a lot of jumping in. Hold on. He does a lot of jumping in. Teofimo's left hook is very dangerous. So if it's going to be interesting, because we haven't seen Teofimo fight someone who's potentially willing to swarm him and attack him from, try to create some angles and aggressively attack him and make him think Johnny on the spot. So that's a great attribute that Lomachenko brings in, the movement and the angles and the experience from all the amateur fights and stuff. But the same could be said for Lomachenko. We haven't seen him in there with the lightweight that looks athletic, has a good jab, can box. Like, to be honest, Linares, I could pull up pictures. See, this is what I'm talking about when it comes to boxing. See, old media, I told you, it's looking horrible for old media. It's looking horrible. Where's the knockdown of Lomachenko? It's like they deleted all the pictures. Oh, there it is. Yeah, see, Loma's been knocked down before. The thing is this. I've seen Loma hurt. I've seen him get caught, like trying to get too much, like this Linares fight. But the thing is, Linares, I could show you pictures of other fights where he was stopped, where he's a bloody mess. There's no pictures of Teofimo, right? A bloody mess and stuff like that. See, look, this is Linares. So he's been in this position before. He's been stopped multiple times. Look, this is Linares. So what I've noticed career-wise from Linares is he seems to fold under pressure. Like, guys that are really smart and aggressive with the pressure. Look, this is him getting stopped by DeMarco. He always succumbs to the pressure. Like, more often than not, DeMarco, Pablo Cesar Cano, like just strong, rugged guys. So I think whatever happened in the Lomachenko fight, had Linares been a champion and fought Teofimo, he would have got done up worse, even at that point. Like a couple fights ago, whenever Lomachenko fought, because styles make fights. Teofimo's too big, and he has exactly the wrong style for Linares. You know, Linares, his combinations look beautiful. When he's on. But he's had lapses in the Luke Campbell fight, Mercita Hesta, where it's like, you kind of wish he showed you a little bit more. And he's always been susceptible to just powerful guys who are rugged and tough and power punches. And Teofimo, you know, he's not necessarily a mindless brawler, but he does have crazy power, and he knows how to finish you and stuff like that. So I see no way Linares would have beat him, you know. And like I said, Teofimo sparred with the Devin Haney's. He sparred with you guys, a lot of talented people. So I can't wait for this Lomachenko fight, and it got to happen. Lomachenko sent Teofimo and his dad. They had been on his heels, been calling him out, and he sent him on a goose chase. Do something relevant. Go get you a belt or something, and then we'll talk. Well, that time has come. Teofimo has a belt. I got to see Lomachenko. No excuses. You know, this is probably the best realistic fight at lightweight. I seen Canelo's trainer. He's kind of jabbing to the body. That's like a Floyd, Andre Ward type of move. You know? And then look at this dude. I seen Canelo and Ryan Garcia's trainer say they want Teofimo versus Ryan Garcia, but that's clout chasing to me. It really is. It's really clout chasing, because at the end of the day, it doesn't seem likely. They're talking about Teo versus Loma. It's a top rank, easy fight to make. It's been kind of talked about and built up on ESPN. Ryan Garcia's on DAZN with a new deal that Golden Boy got him. It just don't seem likely. So it just seems like a clout chase. Let me mention somebody's name, and it's not gonna happen next. You know? So I'm glad Teofimo impressed, and coming off this performance, if Lomachenko could beat him, then he's the man, you know. And Lomachenko never fought Mikey Garcia, so to me, this will be the next best option to a Mikey Garcia. Powerful guy, you know, has a great left hook. So since we didn't get Lomachenko Mikey, I can't wait for this. This is a good fight. Let me know what you guys think. We Unpacked, coming to you live. And that's really all I got to say. Let me know who you would pick to win in this fight. We Unpacked. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxingego, the future of boxing.